Hallo Leute, ich denke, wir können hier beginnen. Ich wollte eigentlich den Part mal wieder damit beginnen, das Spiel neu zu starten, dass ich wie immer nach der Uhrzeit gefragt werde. Aber er hat ja angekündigt, dass er ein paar Regler für uns bereitgestellt hat. Wenn ihr den Anfang des letzten Parts gesehen habt, dann wisst ihr, wovon wir reden. Passe den Regler so an, dass der Hund und die Katze Freunde werden. Nein. Bitte passe den Regler so an, dass die Nummer 5 zur Nummer 9 wird. Nein geguckt. Ja, ich kann römische Zahlen erkennen. Das ist korrekt, mein Freund. Ich höre ja nur nicht drauf. Bitte passe den Regler so an, bis du aufhörst, den Regler anzupassen. Welches dieser beiden ausgedachten Wörter findest du ansprechender? Okoboinkal oder Skrumtusch? Okoboinkal. Bitte passe den Regler nicht an. Weißt du, welche Uhrzeit es gerade ist? Nein. Ist die Uhrzeit, die es gerade ist, die korrekte Uhrzeit? Nein. Was ist Zeit überhaupt? Nein. Gibt es etwas über dich, das du mir noch nicht erzählt hast? Nein. Hilfe! Ja. Wirst du zurückkommen, um mich zu besuchen? Ja. Ja. Gut, dann machen wir weiter. Machen wir weiter, Leute. Bei Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Was für ein merkwürdiger Partstart, nicht wahr? Aber das Spiel an sich ist ja auch komplett geisteskrank.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Das kann schon sein.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Welche Optionen bleiben uns noch? Wir könnten zu dieser Gedankenkontrollstation gehen. Aber wir gehen jetzt.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Könnten das jetzt wirklich tun? Wir sind ja das letzte Mal dahin. Ich wollte es tun, ne? Aber wir sind wieder auf den normalen Weg gegangen. Und diesmal gehen wir eben.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Das geht. Aber wir nehmen diesen Aufzug. Das Museum im letzten Part hat uns ja anscheinend ein bisschen was gespoilert. Ich konnte mir nur keinen Reim drauf
But
machen.
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Das hat mich tatsächlich ein bisschen innerlich erschrocken. Ich wollte nur um die Ecke gucken und dann einen anderen Weg versuchen, aber er lässt mich nicht, ne? Er knallt die Tür jetzt wieder vor mir zu.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Ja, natürlich. Lassen Sie sich Zeit.
See, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Was mit den anderen Türen? Jetzt bin ich schon neugierig. Hallo?
No, 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 no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Ach, wirklich? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Haben wir das wenigstens mal gesehen.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No.
Huh?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Ach du Schande. Wo sind wir denn hier? Wo sind wir denn hier? Hä? Completely nuts?
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Was ist falsch gelaufen mit dir?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ist gar keine Tür da.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Warte mal. Kann nicht durch die Wand gehen, so unsichtbare Wände oder so. Das ist ja verrückt. Aber ich fühle mich hier auch schon wieder wie zu Hause, muss ich sagen.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Bin ich denn lang gegangen? Hat sich einfach verändert. I see.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Chef, ich glaube, du hast irgendwas kaputt gemacht. Ist zugeschissen? Sieht aus wie Vogelkacke.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Wirklich?
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Ja, aber was ist das denn jetzt? Scheinbar setzt das gar nicht mehr komplett zurück. Ich meine, immer wieder denke ich, habe ich jetzt doch was geschafft? Aber das ist einfach nur crazy. Adventure.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
TM Trademark. Hä, warum hier durch? Folgende Linie gar nicht. Wie wär's denn damit?
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Jetzt können wir zum ersten Mal hier durch. Glaube ich. Ja gut.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Was ist das denn? Das klingt total Banjo-Kazooie. Schraube locker, hätte ich sogar gesagt. Und ein bisschen Deutsch. Findet ihr nicht auch? Das ist total Kirkhope-Vibes, oder? Folgen wir der Linie.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Das ist doch jetzt... Nein, das ist doch jetzt wirklich ein Machtspiel. Das ist doch Schikane. Ich will mir diesen scheiß Fahnen jetzt nicht angucken.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Ja, wenn du es sagst, wir sind ja auf der Geschichtsspur, nicht wahr? Wo ist die Musik? Wir weiterhören.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Hä? Die Linie hat uns hierher zurückgeführt? Ah, das war die alte und jetzt folgen wir der weiteren Spur. Aber.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh nein. Aber die Linie ist immer noch da.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Die Tür war zuvor nie auf oder so, willst du mir sagen?
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Das sieht nicht sehr produktiv aus.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Aber der Erzähler ist ja quasi auch wie eine Linie. Das eine optisch, also Audio und visuell. Ist der Erzähler die Linie? Sind wir die Linie? Das ist alles so deep, wenn man will.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Nein!
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Das Verwirrungsende.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Linie wiederfinden.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what?
Wir sind gerade hier.
Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
Erinnert
My
sich
mind
nicht an
goes
bisherige
blank
Neustarts?
simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
Linie wiederfinden, Anfang,
No, it
Linienfolge,
can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
Es gibt kein Büro,
I don't want to be
nur
trapped
schwarzes
like
Nichts.
this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Das
So,
ist so eine Metaebene,
Okay.
das ist der Wahnsinn.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
Bis vor dem
We'll
5.
find out, won't we?
Startet das jetzt neu?
Eventually. Well, in the
Versucht
meantime,
die Story zu
if you
spielen, aber wird verhindert. Werden wir jetzt unweigerlich alle Durchläufe durchlaufen?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Na, warte. Was?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ich dachte, ich wurde daran gehindert, die Story zu spielen. Geht es also nicht?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Aber geht das Confusing Ending weiter? Confusing. Geht das noch weiter? Oder habe ich das jetzt versaut? Oder wie ist denn das?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Gehen wir nochmal zum Telefon. Ey, ich glaube, die Tür mit New Content bezeichnet wirklich die neuen Inhalte, die mit der Ultra Deluxe Version dazugekommen sind.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Letztes Mal, wo wir hier waren,
you need to be the one to do this.
Habe ich einen Stecker rausgezogen.
If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Jetzt nehme ich ab.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Ich dachte für einen Moment, ich wollte schon sagen, ich war ganz am Anfang beim ersten Versuch so nah dran. Ist es ein Hotel oder?
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Verdammt, er hat mich. Oh nein. Hallo, Frau.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Was? Nein. Ich drücke über andere Tasten. Da bin ich auch an Resident Evil 7. Ja gut, dann drücke ich mal nach oben.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Jetzt haben sie bitte gesagt, ne? Also.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Das ist ja deep. Das ist ja eine Übertragung aufs echte Leben, oder? Das könnte man sich glatt zu Herzen nehmen.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
aber es passiert nicht, was da steht.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Alter, ist das Spiel vielleicht aus so einer total deepen Einstellung entstanden? Macht mich fertig.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby.
Ja.
And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Der Entwickler erzählt von sich selbst.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Aber...
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Aber wenn ich es nicht tue, tue ich doch, was der Erzähler will. Und wahrscheinlich geht es nicht weiter. Und deswegen drücke ich.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
Ich habe übrigens nichts gedrückt gerade. Nur um das mal auszusprechen, um das zu erwähnen. Ich frage mich ja...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ich frage mich ja... Wie komme ich eigentlich dahin? Welcher Raum ist das? Ich glaube, ich war da vielleicht schon mal und habe mich irrsinnig verlaufen. Ja, das ist natürlich ein Ding. Ich frage mich, ob im nächsten Part der Text wieder erscheinen wird, wegen den Uhrzeiten. Aber für diesen war es das schon wieder und ich hatte wieder eine Menge Spaß. Mein Highlight war die Banjo-Kazooie-Musik und dass das im Anschluss auch noch mit der Linie erklärt wurde. Und ich komme nicht drauf klar. Das ist das Verwirrungsende. Wir haben noch neuen Content, aber noch ein paar Optionen, die ich zumindest überprüfen möchte. Die gehe ich mit euch im nächsten Part, also unbedingt wieder einschalten. Ich bin aber schon ein bisschen fix und fertig, ne? Also das Spiel macht einen auch kaputt, ne? Muss ich ganz ehrlich sagen. Aber so einfallsreich auch. Kein Wunder. Ein Spiel wie dieses gibt's gar nicht sonst. Für den Moment Daumen hoch und bis dann und ciao.